Those of you who got an invite, welcome to Nerd Prom.
No matter where in the world you are, we're all Nerds International. With the hyphen.
In this episode, we're dealing with a lot of religious themes, but bear in mind that we love everyone,
Warning.
no matter what your belief or background. So don't worry, we're not going to say anything offensive, and if we do, sorry.
Sorry, it's
But
unintentional.
I wanted to start the show off with a little story, because I used to go to a religious school when I was a child for a little while, right? And basically, I once saw a kid had written "Hello Jesus" on the side of his Bible, because we all had to have our own Bibles, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was really funny, so I did the same to mine. Obviously, I had very little imagination as a child. So in big letters on the side of my Bible, like on the pages, right, I wrote "Hello Jesus." And my teacher saw that, and he was furious at me. And he came up to me, this guy, the teacher called Mr. Holland, and he came up to me, and this was during Easter time.
Right.
And he grabbed my arm, and he slammed it down on the desk, actually really hurt. And he went, "Did you know that our Lord died to save us during these times? And this is what it boils down to." And he shoved the Bible in my face, and he went, "Hello, Jesus."
Live from the butt of a Cuban cigar joke, it's me, Nick Lamley Lamslice.
And me, Harrison Hunt, aka Bang.
And collectively, through the power of the above, we are
the Tabletop Twats. And this is a tabletop RPG show all about tabletop RPGs. And today we have got a bloody show for you today, and we've got What You've Been Saying, where we talk about what we've been playing. We've got the main subject, which this time is going to be a very special one, because we're talking about Testament, role-playing in the biblical era.
Oh yes.
And then we've got our song fight, where we make songs and we battle them. And then we've got the Chamber of Challenges. We've got Electro Letters. We've got our award-winning once in a lifetime outro, and that's about it, really. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't sort of say that sentence as if it was coming to an end, but it did.
But brother Harrison,
yes, Sister Nick,
blessed is thy pod.
Exactly, because today is it's very religious themed. We're talking a lot about religion today.
We're gonna tone the curse words down. Fuck that.
No fucking way are we doing that. No, we're not. It's going to be the same old pod, but it's going to have some religious themes. And we bought this special book, Testament Role-Playing in the Biblical Era, so we are going to talk about that. It's going to be a wicked bruv. But for now, let's get into what you've been slaying.
Oi!
Yeah?
What you slaying?
First thing that we played this week was Last Parsec.
Oh yes.
So this is a Savage Worlds game.
Official setting.
Official setting. Mm-hmm. Is it official?
Mm.
Okay, well, it's official, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
The Last Parsec.
It's an official Savage Worlds
I think it's
setting.
actually Pinnacle.
It might be, but this setting is a sci-fi setting for Savage Worlds. A lot of people have said it's a bit naff, and they would be right. But we played it with Terry Hansen as the GM. He's a friend of ours, and he managed to turn it on its head and actually make something decent out of it. And we played a very trippy setting where basically we went into this abandoned ship.
Yeah, we got a distress beacon, didn't we?
Distress beacon?
We went and checked it out, and oh no, it wasn't just your run-of-the-mill abandoned ship. It was a goddamn mindfuck.
Mindfuck, yeah. So basically, they were doing powerful hallucinogens on board, and when we went on there, we got subjected to those hallucinogens as well, and had to go through a big mindfuck.
Yeah, and if you get killed in the hallucinogen, you get killed in the real agen.
Exactly, yeah. And so we were being guided through this sort of mind prison by this squirrel, and had to beat these gnomes. We had to beat a squirrel that grew to a massive size. He grew
and then had laser beams for fucking eyeballs.
Yeah, we had to make our way through a ballroom that if we failed, we would be dancing in for eternity.
With a load of corpses that were like puppets.
There was a frog There was a frog
The
at one point.
psychedelic frogs. Man, it was crazy.
It was a very, very, very good campaign
It was
indeed.
fun. Yeah, very good fun.
Would I recommend Last Parsec as a book on its own? Fuck no. But if you know Terry Hansen,
If two handsomes on it, then you're fine.
yeah, I mean basically, Last Parsec is a very dry, not very good sci-fi setting. But I think that if you're creative enough to do something with it, it's got some very, very good items in there. The races are very, very fun to play,
Yes.
aren't they? Because you can be plant people, you can be cat person.
Use cat person.
I think that as I've said in a previous podcast, I think that this setting takes itself way too seriously. And if you play with it as written, it's a bit shit. If you take all the shit in there and maybe run with it and do something a bit more silly and a bit out there, you can have some real fun with it.
You can have some really good fun with it.
Overall, really enjoyed playing it because, yeah, we did have some fun with it and didn't take it quite so seriously.
No, yeah, I played a vending machine. So
Exactly, yeah. So, yeah, and I played a cat. So,
yeah, so it was great. But no, it was
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
yeah, really, really, really good.
Thank you very much, Terry.
So, yeah, I also played some Deadlands.
Oh yeah, it was your maiden voyage into Deadlands, wasn't it?
Certainly was. I
How did it
bloody
go?
loved it. I'm really enjoying Deadlands.
Now, are you playing Savage Worlds rules or Classic?
I'm playing Savage Worlds.
Okay.
Although I would like to play the classic. Savage Worlds just happen to be cheaper.
If
and
Kickstarter hurry up and deliver, maybe we can look at it. Because I'm waiting on my Kickstarter for the Classic, and
I did
hurry
manage
up.
to get all the classic off. No, I better not say that because the police might get me.
you found them.
I found them on the floor.
Someone threw them on the floor.
I know I just picked them up.
Take, please, written above them. So there you go.
So that's not even illegal. So don't even tell me.
Can't
that
get
it
arrested
is.
for finding shit.
Exactly. So try it, police. But no, I didn't play that one that I found on the ground and then put in my computer. I played the Savage Worlds version instead. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it. What I did is I played a campaign what I made up.
Lovely.
Yeah, I took the map for Coffin Rock, which is a published adventure which I bought, and I used that. But I did a new campaign, which is a made up one, and basically it's about as typical as they come. But the thing is, there are a lot of cliched adventures and things like that you see in Western movies and things like that players might not necessarily have played.
Yeah.
You might have seen it a million times before, but you've never played it before.
You've never had a shootout at high noon. You know what I mean?
Exactly,
Or something like that, yeah.
and so I think that these things are fun to play. So basically, all it is that they arrive at this new town. They're a bunch of travellers. We got one huckster, we got a gunslinger, and we've got a prostitute / ninja. And basically, they turn up at this new town, and everyone's real nice, and they're nice people, you know. And they go into the saloon, and there's this gang member, and the big boss comes in, right? And he's got two guys with him, and he starts bullying the staff. And everyone is in the saloon, like most of the town are in the saloon, having a nice drink. They're all having a laugh. They're greeting the new guys, all of this, and yeah, the big boss comes in. He starts beating on the woman behind the bar. He starts giving it a large. And nobody's doing anything. They're all shit scared. But the new guys, you know, they're tough. They're a gunslinger, a ninja, a huckster. And so they just fucking obliterate this fool. One turn, and they just fucking destroy him.
Yeah.
And then they just... And all the people in the bar are like, oh my God, what have you done? He's the most feared gang member in all the lands. You've just killed him. But he's just a lowly grunt. His boss... He's going to come here tomorrow. Now you fucking killed that guy. His boss is going to come here and he's going to bring his whole army with him.
Oh boy.
Because you've just killed his best mate.
Oh shit.
And so it's like, you know, it's a good old tale. Everyone's done it before. But now they're in a predicament where these three guys who just turned up into the town have just fucked everything up for this town.
Fuck the town
Yeah,
up.
they had an arrangement, and now they have to protect the town from this army of 200 people that are coming tomorrow at noon. You know, it's the classic thing. So
Awesome.
so they had a whole day to prepare, and all the townspeople said they could use whatever they want in the town.
Just
So-
don't let them die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So everything in the general store, all the stuff in the bar. They went to the church. They did all of this. They got everything they could, and they set up like a perimeter of explosives. They set up loads of barbed wire tripping like traps for the horses that were going to roll into town. All of this stuff.
Strategic
Exactly.
operation. Lovely.
Yeah, and then they fought this big war.
Yeah.
And then right at the end of it, this guy comes in, the big boss, who just strolls in casually, and they're standing on top of buildings, and they were just like, fuck, that's the guy, that's the boss, and they start throwing their spells at him, they're shooting him, they're fucking throwing dynamite at him, and they're just like, let's fucking waste this fool. And meanwhile, all the townsfolk are fucking fighting with like sharpened, pitchforks
and stuff,
and like just knives and forks and whatever they could find.
Yeah.
They're wailing on all the bandits, and then the boss comes in. He comes rolling into town, and they just fucking obliterate him. 41 damage straight away, 32 damage, all of this shit. And then he just gets up, and they're like, how the fuck is he not dead?
Yeah.
And he just goes, who done did that to me? And then the huckster just goes, it was I. And then that was where we ended the game.
Oh, nice.
And so, he's taken an ungodly amount of damage, and they don't know how he's managed to live through it.
He ain't normal like.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
And so that was where we left the game.
Nice cliffhanger as well.
It was fucking brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, so awesome. It sounds fucking awesome.
And that was, we'll try and keep this brief, but a very, very last thing that I bought was, in fact, Mouse Guard. Now, I won't get the box out, but I bought Mouse Guard 2nd edition, and this is a new product that I got, and I'm super, super excited about it. So this might be one of the best box sets I've ever bought for the low, low price of £7, which is ridiculous. But you can pick this up for about £30 to £50, which I know seems like a lot of money.
Well worth it, though.
Exactly. You get a full rule book. You get 4 packs of cards, which include, I believe, like status cards. You get item cards, armor cards. You get 4 packs of cards, so it's one for up to 4 players that you're going to have at the table. You get 5 sets of dice, so that includes one for the DM. You get a DM screen. I think I might have mentioned the rulebook already. Of course.
You get rulebook. You get adventures, don't you, as well?
Yeah, you get adventures and the map as well.
Nice.
And I think that's everything that's included in the box. So
very, very good value for money.
All of that.
You get a lot of stuff.
You get everything you're ever going to need for Mouse Guard.
Guards.
Oh, and a pad of character sheets as well.
Oh, pad.
Yeah,
excellent.
So you get about 200 character sheets.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It's amazing.
Very good.
One of the best things ever. So
nah,
I think
mate.
That's exactly. So I think that's pretty much everything we've been playing this week.
Yes, mate. I think that is.
It's been a good week.
Slaying away as usual. Yep.
So we've had to keep that quite brief this week because
we've got an absolute rip roarer of a main subject.
Oh my god.
Blessed is the pod.
Blessed is the pod. Let's go on to the main subject, ladies and gentlemen. Main subject. Main subject. Main subject. It was an era of kingships and rebellion, a time of clashing superpowers that built cities and monuments to the gods and the egos of great kings. It was an era when charioteers rode the battlefield like knights, when the warnings of wizards were treated like the voices of the gods. It's a great story, but can you turn it into a role-playing game? So that was an introductory passage from Testament role-playing in the biblical era. Yes, that's correct. That's a real product that exists. And
holding it in my hand.
Yes, he's holding it in his hand, and this is a wonderful gift that we got thanks to our Patreons. Or it would be if we actually had our Patreon and our Patreon wasn't stolen from us by highwaymen.
Yes.
So we got this out of our own pockets, and we will be getting that money back once we get the Patreon back. But so thank you very much to everyone at Patreon for this. You the man.
You all the men. Yep.
But yeah, this is a book that allows you to roleplay in the biblical era, basically.
I love the tagline. You've read the book, now play the game.
Exactly. But that assumes a lot of you, really.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so this is written by a man called Scott Benny, and
No relation to Benny's.
yeah, exactly. And we're just going to dive right in and tell you what you can find in this book because. I mean, straight away, people are thinking, what the fuck?
What the hell?
What on earth are they thinking? Because that is mad. It is a mad idea when you think about it. But, as the book says, there's a lot of stuff that in the Bible that might actually be good for a role-playing game.
Yeah.
As it says in the book, it says the Bible has enough violence and sex to make even the most bloodthirsty barbarian wince. That's an actual quote from the book.
Just picture Conan walking over and be like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Too much.
It says in the book, basically, it starts off by saying that they're originally going to make a game targeted specifically at Christians and Jewish folk who wanted to enjoy a religious product, but they believe that RPGs work best as entertainment, so the book is supposed to draw on the Bible as inspiration and is basically not intended to be a product to peddle the author's views. So I guess they sort of dodged a bullet there, because they were going to make like a hyper-religious game, but they decided against it in the end.
Probably
Although they did miss the mark a little bit later on, because it's not quite the case in certain aspects.
Okay, yeah.
For example, instead of alignments, you now have it's measured in piety. Instead of like having lawful good and stuff like that, you now are just measured in how pious you are.
You are, yeah.
But we'll get into that later, because the book actually has a whole section on that. But the first section of the book, so we're going to dive right in. The first section of the book is basically the character creation. Now, this book is a D20 system, and it was released as part of the Open Gaming license, so it basically works like D&D 3.5.
Yeah.
And this is a book that works alongside your D&D 3.5 books.
Actually says up on the front, requires the use of Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition core book.
Yes, exactly. So, it has an extra step before you create your characters. It has an extra step because the DM has to decide what time period you're playing in, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're basically limited to what types of character you can play.
Right,
depending on
what area you're from. Right, okay.
Which kind of sucks. So, for example, if you play in Israel pre-Egypt, which is 2000 to 1800 BC, which of course the book helpfully tells you is the time of Abraham through Joseph, the book says, the heroes are herdsmen, farmers, and city dwellers, sympathetic to the patriarchs in their search for a homeland and a purpose in life.
Oh.
Which, I know, it kind of sounds like, okay, yeah, here's an example of adventure, right? But what that means is that basically the book is out and out telling you you're not the main characters.
You're just a shepherd looking for a house,
helping these guys find a house. Yeah,
yeah.
It's
someone's
which is fucking shit. But so it kind of sucks a little bit.
Yeah, that bit does.
It does include others such as Israel, the Two Kingdoms, 924 to 587 BC. The PCs must try to forestall the wrath of the Lord by awakening a spark of faith in people grown cold and decadent.
Cold call him.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Do you know what? I actually thought it sounded quite good, but yeah, you are basically going door to door saying, have you heard the word of Jesus?
Would you like to let God into your life?
Basically, yeah. But you know what? It could actually be quite good if you try and belittle it like that. It is kind of.
You can make it fun. You could make it fun.
No, because you could be going into like, let's say for instance, you're going to like a town where all the people just they don't know about God anymore, and
they've completely shunned God. They're anti-God.
Yeah, and they're just properly hedonistic. There's gambling. There's titties everywhere. Everyone's got fucking mental.
Everybody. Yeah,
and then you have to go down. And you're like, for fuck's sake, this place has gone mental. What's going on?
We must exorcise these demons.
And imagine if you had to do that through the medium of beating the fuck out of everyone.
Now we're talking.
That would be sick.
Accept the Lord, and then whack them over the head.
Because imagine if you had to do that like by maybe you had to like this city was like all into gambling and shit, and you had to go and sort out the gambling ring by beating the fuck out of all these mobsters.
Or it could be something like an espionage where you've got to go undercover and slip in to the gambling rings and like kind of attack them from within and stuff like that.
See, with a little bit of imagination, it's not that bad.
Nah.
But the book does make it sound a bit shit.
The book, it should say at the bottom, but imagination is boundless, so do what you like.
You know what? Actually, it does say that. It does say that you can do alternate campaign settings if you want. But the advice on how to do so, it basically says buy a Bible.
That's your only resource you can use. It's like, what if I don't wanna?
Yeah, it basically says there are alternate campaign settings available,
like the Bible.
Yeah,
plenty of adventures in there, pre-published.
Yeah. For other modules, please see this ancient book.
See Job chapter 1 through 5. Okay.
Anyway, basically, once a time period is chosen, you can now pick your race. So all the classics are there. You got dwarf, elf, hobbit.
Shut up.
fuzzy.
You got beard guy. You got longer beard guy.
Yeah, no, you got Babylonian, Egyptian, Canaanite, and Israelite. That is it.
I'd have to be a Babylonian just for the name.
You would, Babylonian. Picking your race doesn't actually have any stat bonuses because if it did, that would be well racist, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, of course. The Babylons can jump higher, or fucking.
Yeah, imagine if they had like Egyptians have low charisma. People would be like, "What the fuck?"
But
What's
they
wrong
like
with
to dance. Well, I haven't seen everybody do the Egyptian. That's a
see. Even
dance.
you saying that is racist. So it's like, I don't know.
It's a song.
Well, is it though, or have you just made it up? So, yeah, but all it affects is basically what languages you speak and what classes you can pick.
Right.
And once you pick that, you have to pick a flaw for your character, which is something new. So, these are things such as boaster, bully, covetous, racist.
Boaster, yeah, God always listens to me, mate.
Yeah, my God's the best one. Don't we all have the same God? No, not actually. If you do your reading, you can have racist or irritating. Yeah, so you can have things like that. So you have to pick a flaw. You don't actually pick an advantage, which is kind of cool. So you have new classes for this. Mm-hmm. This is what everyone's been waiting for.
This is what we want to know.
This is the pay dirt.
Yeah.
And these actually depend on which race you pick. So because the races and the lands that they inhabit are so vast, each race has their own new classes.
Cool.
Although this game makes such leaps and bounds to not be racist, the Israelites have more classes than anyone else.
Oh dear.
So, you know. Well done, book. Yeah, so believe it or not, you can use all the ones from D&D alongside this, which doesn't make any sense because paladins wouldn't have been around for another few hundred years.
So if you're a paladin, you're like from the future.
Yeah, doesn't it? And plate armor wasn't around for quite a while.
No.
Anyway, so yeah, so
you can be a ranger and
a bard, a cleric.
Wow. Okay.
Well, cleric, that makes sense. But yeah, so anyway, the new classes. Let's get into this. So Israelite classes. The first new class for the Israelites is the Levite priest. So these are basically alternate clerics for the god of Israel. Mm-hmm. They have to be lawful good, and they can perform exorcisms, which is fucking awesome.
Pretty cool, yeah.
They can craft phylacteries, which are basically arm or headbands, which make spellcasting easier.
Pretty cool.
And at level 13, they gain the ability to more effectively cast plagues.
More effectively? What, they're a bit rubbish?
Yeah, like originally they're just like a few bugs coming.
I'm going to put a plague on you, and it's just like everyone gets covered in jam. It's like, oh.
No, or it's like one cricket, and they're just like...
Well, just stamps it, and it's like, is that it?
Pretty rubbish plague, mate.
I'm not level 12 yet.
Yeah, but basically all that means is they get a +5 to all disease or plague-based spells.
+5.
They don't have to prepare spells like other spellcasters do, and other than that, they basically work the same as regular clerics, which is a bit unimaginative and a bit shit. Okay. So what I think is that they were a bit lazy with that one. They just went, oh, we should make a new class.
What's D&D got?
Cleric.
Yeah, that'll do.
Just slightly alter that. That's fine.
Make him good at plagues.
Yeah. Next Israelite class is the psalmist. So a psalm is like a Bible poem or like a hymn or whatever. So these guys are basically hymn bards, and they have an ability called Worship Circle, which I actually think is awesome. It sounds like Circle Jerk, but don't even think about that. Which is a level 1 ability where everyone gets a +1 to all saving throws for 3 rounds if they gather in a circle of worship with the psalmist.
Oh, wow.
But I actually think that's pretty cool. So that means that everyone before the fight all gathers around in a circle and prays. So imagine doing that before a boss fight. Everyone's like, right, guys, we're about to fight Satan. And everyone's like,
our heaven, our Father.
Yeah. And then everyone's like, okay, guys, pray to not die. And they're like, dear Lord, please can we not die? And everyone's like, right, let's go. Yeah, I think that's awesome.
That's cool, I like that.
They have another like bunch of innate abilities, but they're all just like basically just sing a hymn to get a bonus to this or that. So it would be like, okay, you can go before a fight, you can sing a hymn to get stronger or this and that. So I didn't bother noting those down because they're kind of boring and kind of shit.
Yes.
So they have 2 classes all in all, the Israelites, and the Egyptians have only 1, as I've said before. The first one they have, and I'm sorry for my pronunciation of all of these, is the Keri Heb, aka the Reader of Scrolls. They're basically Egyptian wizards who get their powers from Egyptian gods. They use wizard spells, but can use some cleric spells depending on which domain they choose. At 3rd level, the Keriheb can craft a Shabti. Now, these are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So they can basically carve a little wooden figurine that when thrown at the floor, it turns into a commoner with labourer's tools that can live for 10 hours until they're killed and will do what you tell them. So imagine...
Summon handyman.
So all you do, right, is just spend all your time crafting a bunch of these.
Yeah.
And then, let's say, for instance, you're faced with an unsurmountable foe. Just just empty a bag of these onto the floor, and then they're just like,
oh, look who it is. What do you want done?
go, 200 of you, just craft a house.
And then with a nice lock on the door.
Yeah, and you've got like a workforce.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
But the coolest thing about that is that at 10th level, you can craft a better version that comes equipped with weapons and armour.
Oh, okay.
So you've got one that can just fight for you.
But even better. So you can sit in that house that the lower level guys built you, summon a bunch of warriors.
To stand at the door with crossbows.
Job done. You win.
Yeah.
Big god wink.
It seems a bit OP to me, but...
Yeah.
So all you need is a sack and a bunch of wood. So that's all you need. And you've got enough Shabtis to last you a whole game.
You could Shabti the fuck out of that
So
game.
if you play a Keriheb, put all your points into craft Shabti.
There you go.
That's it. That's the game breaker there.
That's it.
Other than that, they just get scribe, scroll, and a bunch of item creation feats, really basic stuff. The Babylonians get Magus, or is it Magus? Magus of the Starry Host. This goes into a big explanation about how they're not just wizards, but scientists too. And then it says they use wizard spells. So
They're definitely not wizards, but they just use wizard spells.
Wizard spells and item creations feats, which, be honest, is basically like the wizards.
A bit wizard.
Yeah, it's a bit wizardy, isn't it?
Let's be honest.
So the only difference appears to be that they get their spells from stars. So to get new spells, they have to follow a new star and go on a pilgrimage. Which, I get it.
Don't break the party. Hold on, but he's going to follow his star.
Yeah, or all the party have to go fucking with him to go on a pilgrimage to get every time he learns a new spell. Whereas the wizards learn their spells just from going to the fucking library. So it's like, actually, it's kind of cool because it means that every time they learn a new spell, it makes it significant and it means that it has this big story implications and stuff like that. And I get that, and it will be amazing for a story. It's like, you know, this new spell isn't just a new spell, it's something that's really special and really amazing. But on another hand, who the fuck in their right mind would pick that? When a wizard just goes down the library and goes, can I have a fireball, please?
One fireball book coming up.
Yeah, or they just learn it from reading a fucking
this guy's
scroll.
just like, is that a new star or have I already followed that one?
Yeah, and he's just like, oh, fucking hell, it's gone all the way to fucking Egypt.
Right guys, see you in a bit.
That's a quest. We got a year ahead of us, guys. Got to learn a spell.
And then after all that, you get there and it's like it's just a really shit spell.
Yeah, imagine that. You do all of that for Magic Missile.
Get on like a year-long pilgrimage for Magic Missile.
Imagine the rest of the party, how fucked off you'd be when you get there.
Ah, not again!
We did all of this for bloody teleport. No, not teleport. That's quite
teleport. That'd be alright.
Yeah, that'd be alright because you could just teleport from
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one is the Canaanite classes, and once again, pronunciation. They have one called the Quadershot, aka Holy Ones. They were sensual dancers that were labelled prostitutes by the biblical prophets. So they can perform a number of different dances.
Strippers.
Yes, but okay. I wasn't going to say it because I think that might be offensive. They can perform a number of different dances that have different effects. For example, fascinate, cause a single person to become fascinated with you. Inspiration, all allies within 30 feet receive a +1 bonus on attack rolls. I just want you to imagine both of those. So fascinate, okay, fine. But inspiration, so during a fight, right? We've just about... Nick is doing an action like he's getting his tits out.
The rest of the party go, oh, and then just start attacking a bit better.
But we've just about gotten used to the fact that bards are singing songs at the back of a fight. You know?
Big old, yeah, exactly. It's a brutal fight, and he's singing away.
Like war drums, for example.
Yeah,
they make sense, you know. But a bard with a lute at the back going fight the magical orcs, and then now we've got this woman dancing, getting her boobs out, going, go on lads, give it some, get him harder. I imagine it's probably more sensual than that, but there you go.
If you're trying to attack and you've got someone like, dancing around you and stuff, you're like, love, later.
Yeah, it would be a distraction if anything.
Exactly.
But apparently it inspires people and gives them a +1 on attack rolls. At second level, they can also kiss people to bestow different effects on them too, to give them bonuses such as bull's strength or cat's grace. They're basically sexy dance bards. They are also there's also one general class called Spy. Not really going to go into that because it's fairly obvious what they are. There's some prestige classes. You've got Desert Hermit, Idol Maker, and Royal Astrologer. There are some new feats, and the new feats are pretty decent in this game.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, they're quite extensive, so I've picked some of my favourites. Farmer, you know how to work the soil.
Ooh. What, to your advantage?
I don't know. Yeah, you can shape it into a weapon.
Give me 5 minutes of that bit of soil and he'll do anything I ask him to.
Oh, God. There's one called Echo Magic, which is a meta magic feat, which allows a harmful spell to happen again the next round.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I like that.
Empowered Turning, you can sacrifice spell slots to turn undead.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Slaveholder, slaves are exceptionally loyal to you.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but it fits with the time period.
Yeah, exactly. Sign of the times.
Yep, Snake Handler. You are adept at handling snakes, and you have immunity to their venom.
Oh, yes.
So that'd be pretty good.
That'd be amazing.
If you were the Carey Heb class and you had a backpack full of shabties, you could have another backpack full of snakes. Nobody
would mess with that guy, would you?
Nobody would fuck with you.
No.
So that's our guide.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. So our guide to min-maxing Testament. Snakes and shabties, mate.
Snakes and shabties.
Pick the Snake Handler feat.
Sounds like really old Snakes and Ladders game, doesn't it? Oh, you played Snakes and Shabties?
That's what they played back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the biblical era.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you gotta do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga.
The next thing we wanted to get into is, of course, piety, which replaces alignment in this game. So, basically, piety is a measure of how
righteous you are?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So that is how much the gods like you and how much religious favour you have with them, basically. So, yeah, and how righteous you are. Very, very good way of putting it, really. Basically, your maximum is your wisdom score +1, not your wisdom modifier, your entire wisdom score +1. There is no minimum, so you can be as much of a fuck about as you like, but you can't be as good as you want.
Okay.
If you have positive piety score, once per session, you can ask for a divine favour from your deity.
Oh, nice.
So, you can ask for temporary hit points, the ability to smite evil, improving saving throws, improving skill checks, or you can visit a temple and receive the benefits of a divination spell. So, essentially, you can ask God for advice. So, if you've got a positive score, you could go to a temple and be like, "Dear Lord, we've been down this dungeon and the puzzle is really fucking me off.
Please enlighten me on which path I must take. Love you, God.
Must put the blue key into the blue door.
Thou is an idiot.
Goodbye."
How much fun would that be, just being like, as the GM, being able to play all these gods?
I rather like that. Yeah, you just be
brilliant.
you actually be Jehovah and just be like, "You dickhead.
What kind of a witness are you?
How did you not know to use the blue key on the blue door? What kind of a fuckwit are you?
Silly.
Now,
Who do you want me to smite?
is it that pesky devil again?
It's your friend. What? Hold on a minute.
What do you mean he went all that way just to get magic missile?
A start? What, for God's sake?
Who picks that class anyway? Wizards are clearly better. Well, anyway,
Get out my church.
goodbye.
Yeah, brilliant. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty. I rather like that. But if your piety gets, but basically,
So can you lose piety then?
you can,
Okay.
and it's basically if you do ungodly acts,
Right.
And for
become more heathenish.
every -10 you get a curse. So if you can get to -10 and then -20, then -30, you get a curse every time. So the DM
damned.
will roll on a random table.
Okay.
So you get stuff like Baron, The accursed is unable to have offspring.
Oh, that's me.
Dog howls. Any dog that encounters the accursed begins to howl madly.
That's cool.
Lord of flies. Flies swarm around the accursed like meat left in the sun.
Oh, that's awful.
Painful joy. Bliss is painful to the accursed. Every time he experiences joy, he takes 1d4 damage.
Want to go to the brothel? No.
Absolutely fucking not. Hey, I bought you this yo-yo. Get that away from me. You bitch.
Let's play out. No. Cool, he'd be right, Killjoy, wouldn't he?
Yeah, mate, it'd be horrible. and that explains the birth of emo. So, there's a whole section on combat in the book after that. And that's basically how piety works. But after that, it goes onto the combat section. It works basically the same as D&D 3.5. There's no major differences there. I did give it a quick read, but there's no real differences. But as for new items and armour and weapons, there's nothing really notable I can find in there either. They did make a good effort to keep it in keeping with the times. For example, as I mentioned before, no plate mail.
No. You can buy frankincense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say next.
I just see that. I just literally see that on the table.
That was exactly what I was going to say. There are things that you should expect to find in here that are priced: frankincense, myrrh. Under travel services, teleportation is listed as 100 gold pieces.
What the fuck? You're just stepping this pyramid, mate.
And I tried to find, under the table, there's usually an explanation listed.
Yeah.
There isn't one.
Okay.
So, why teleport?
What you will, yeah.
That seems awfully cheap to me.
The only way I would do it is, the only people that's going to have teleport, let's be honest, is the Egyptians with the old pyramids and that.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, because they've got the magic in this game.
Right.
So,
but you've literally got to fill in them blanks yourself. They're not going to give you anything.
There's got to be a story reason, and then give them 100 gold pieces.
Check the Bible.
Yeah, go check the Bible.
Okay, so anyway, so all our listeners, go to the Bible and check where teleport is.
And lo, did Ramesses II teleported.
Yeah, so it came to pass that Ramesses III did not walk over the water. He just jumped through a teleported.
But nobody was looking at the time, so they thought he walked, but he actually teleported.
And all was good.
.com.
I preach the word, that's my gig, and I rhyme better than Notorious Big. All the other MCs, I wish them well, but if you live in sin, you burn in hell.
Okay, so the new spells.
Yeah.
Right, so we got some new cleric spells. First one is Challenge of the Lord. It sanctifies a challenge between you and an enemy. So your god basically essentially blesses a fight. And if you win, you get one of the divine favours we mentioned earlier. So you might get temporary hit points and things like this.
And if you win?
Yeah, because your god is blessing the fight.
God bet.
So if your enemy wins, he's an enemy of the Lord. So, yeah, of course, yeah.
But really, he's up there going, 20 quid on my guy.
Yeah. Do not lose, you idiot. I'm already annoyed about
Not riding on this.
There's another one called Bar Guardian. Summons a bird that intercepts blows. But it's kind of a silly image because, you summon it and then suddenly it just goes, and just comes in. And
so some big guy's coming up towards you with, cocking his fist ready to hit you.
Just at the exact moment.
Just comes in and gets walloped for you.
Just obliterates
the bird.
That's a bit
weird. Bar Guardian.
I quite like it though.
No, it's cool.
Sense temptations. Sense anyone within 60 feet who's giving into temptation.
Sinners. That's a sinner radar.
Yeah, sinner radar.
Yeah.
There's a 9th level one called Rain of Blood. An unholy rain blights land, poisons water, and worst of all, lowers morale.
Oh, you don't want low morale on the road.
Everyone's like, the water's poisoned, but worst of all, I feel a bit down.
And I think it's going to rain. I'm not even hungry.
Everyone's like, it's raining blood, but they're just feeling a bit down in the dumps. Yeah, there's paladin spells. Obviously inaccurate. Actually, these are really funny. Paladin's Chariot. The full description for this spell. I'm going to read the full description to you right now. Strap in, because this might take a while. Summons a special chariot.
How special?
That's it.
Define special.
Exactly.
Fuck's sake.
Summons a special chariot.
Oh, that's special. Why? Because it ain't got no fucking wheels.
Yeah, or it's so small nobody can get in it.
Oh, they do definitely leave it to you, the reader, to fill in a lot of their blanks.
Not to mention that, but I know it's already inaccurate that paladins are in this anyway. But you'd think that paladins, right, that are holy warriors, would have a fuckload of new spells, but they have a total of 7, and that was the only one worth mentioning.
Yeah,
and that's because it was funny.
Bloody hell, there's nothing here at all, is
They're
there?
pretty crap, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Untiring. That's like their best one.
Yeah, it's pretty
The
bad.
target does not need to make endurance checks and isn't encumbered by weight. So that's the peak.
That's the best one.
That's the best bit you're gonna get is you can hold shit.
Yeah, and like you could easily, I don't know.
And no one uses encumbrance anyway.
Exactly.
So the only thing that helps is the target doesn't need to make endurance checks, which no one does anyway. Really.
Yeah,
Well,
very few people do.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Maybe you're more, but in saying that, maybe more so in this game because you're
there's
going
a
to
lot
be
of
knocking
desert.
about a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of pilgrimages.
A lot of pilgrimages, a lot of deserts. Especially if you have a Kari Heb with you, you're going to be making a lot of fucking pilgrimages.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, just leveled up again.
Off we go.
Yeah, but the new classes, the Psalmist,
Yeah.
right, is a couple of the standout ones that I quite liked. We got Walking Song. Improves the group's walking speed over difficult terrain. Actually, quite a handy spell.
That's pretty handy, yeah.
Especially if you're going through deserts, as we said. But what I just wanted to sort of talk about was, what does a walking song sound like? And how fucking annoying would that get if you're trekking through the desert following a star because your Egyptian mage needs to get his new magic missile, and you're like, walk, walk, walking, we're really doing some walking, and you're like 4 hours later and he's like, we're bloody walking against a fucking star, and everyone's like, would you shut up? I'll take the penalty, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I've had enough now.
If my feet bleed and get cut to ribbons, I don't care.
So be it, just shut the fuck up.
There's Song of Contemplation, which
Not constipation.
see, that would be good. But no, this is a Song of Contemplation.
Yeah.
Forces 2 people to stop fighting, which I quite like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, yeah.
You're just like, why don't we all get along? And they're
Why
just
can't we be friends? Yeah.
and everyone's like, oh yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Compel Song forces someone to sing a song, which is awesome.
I like that.
Imagine doing that, right? Like if you see like maybe the big bad guy's giving a speech to all his villains.
Yeah,
and he's-
minions will destroy the... Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime girl. What the hell?
Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm doing this.
But I still want you to kill.
Go and get Jesus. So this Song of Shame marks someone for ridicule throughout the entire world, which is awesome.
nasty.
So wherever they go, imagine doing that to one of the fellow PCs without their knowledge.
That is nasty.
Imagine just going up to one of the PCs, okaying it with the DM, right?
Yeah, I was going to say,
And-
whisper into the DM.
and then just going, oh mate, come here, I want to sing you a song, and just going, you are gonna have a pretty shitty time.
Nobody fucking likes you.
And then he's just like, why is the lyrics like that? And you just be like, don't worry about it,
Yeah,
mate.
you're like, nothing. And walk away.
Yeah, those are really cool. I like those spells.
That's wicked.
All
I like
of them
that.
are very lot. I think they're really creative and really cool.
Yeah.
The Quader Shot spells increase fertility. I don't know why I like that. I just put that down. I thought it was funny.
Puts more lead in your pencil.
Curtain of Charm enchants a curtain so that anyone who passes through it is charmed. I thought that was kind of dumb, because why not just have it be a doorway? It's because they wanted to do it because going through a curtain is somehow more alluring.
Yeah, there's a lot of curtains in biblical times.
I guess so.
Mad for 'em, they were.
Inspire true love. Quite good, I guess. 6th level spell is a Kiss of Death.
So is that self-explanatory?
Not really, because it kills the target at an appointed time. That's the thing. So you just go up to them and you just give them a smooch, and
This
then
guy's
suddenly they're like,
jerk. He could be a right jerk with these powers, though, couldn't you? You'd be like, you're singing to a friend, and then the whole world hates him, and then
then suddenly their mate gives them a kiss.
you're like, what's that for? You're like, nothing.
Yeah, and then so everyone hates them, and then they just die a week later.
Nice.
New wizard spells, Infant's Augury, reveals a child's future. I quite like that.
That's cool.
What I imagined is, unfortunately, this book appears to, I should have mentioned this earlier, take place only during the Old Testament.
Oh yeah, you said.
But what that does mean is that you could probably go up to Jesus, if you played
was
late
little.
enough during the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Go up to Jesus, use this infant's augury to reveal a child's future, right? And then you could reveal that he gets nailed to the cross.
Fuck that.
Change the future.
Changes his name.
And that's only a 2nd level wizard spell.
Wow.
And you could change the entire
course of
history of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
This is one of my favourites.
Go on.
Swallow spell.
Oh dear.
Allows a caster to eat scrolls and then cast ingested spells.
Well, forever.
Yeah, so
You just eat all your spells as a wizard, wouldn't you? Be like, right, that's
yeah,
it.
so if you had scribe scroll, instead of carrying your spells, just scribe all of them, spend a day doing it, okay it with the rest of your team, and then just eat them all.
What are you doing? Don't
And
worry.
you just
Paper coming out, yeah.
yeah, just burp all your spells out. So what I thought of the practical application of this is if you're ever captured,
Yeah.
then you have all your spells
on you, and even if they take all your items,
even
off
if you haven't got your magic book or your your fucking ring or your wand or whatever shit you've got, you just burp out your spells.
there you go.
Fireball.
Summer monster it starts coming out your mouth.
So curse generations is another wizard spell. Curses a man's brothers, sons, or a woman's sisters and daughters for generations.
So nasty.
It's rough, but
You've got to be really like a twisted kind of person. Yeah, not only you, I'm going to curse your fucking family, the generations after that.
Yeah, but it's very biblical though.
Yeah, very big, yeah.
It's like you can't have one without the other, you know? Like I'm equal parts God and the devil. A cloak of shame covers this man, and only supreme light will wash my body clean. But how could that light possibly reach me with the thick clouds of indecency that surround my poor soul? So I carry my wrongdoings on my back like some kind of tormented hiker, lost in the hills of misfortune, looking desperately for that peak to rescue him from the valley of depraved habitual self-pleasuring. But again, I find nothing except for sweaty, devastated loneliness and 1,000 judging eyes staring back at me from the cover of a stolen Victoria's Secret catalog. I didn't take your mail, Mrs. Pemberton. Stop asking me that. Leave me alone.
You got new cleric domains. You got desert, fertility, heaven, pestilence, and thunder, which again very biblical.
Yeah.
Rather like them. The magic items in the game are bloody wicked.
Go on.
We've got a page of incenses, such as incense of Babel.
Mm-hmm.
All speech within an area comes out as gibberish. Which is fucking awesome. So you just go in, burn some incense, and everyone's just like.
Loads of people having a really in-depth conversation about, like, you know, the running of the town. All of a sudden they're just like.
I'm trying to think what you would use it for other than comedy.
You could use it as a distraction.
Yeah, I suppose so.
If there's like, say, there's a bunch of people in your way, and then you do that to them, and they all don't know what's going on. They'll be so wrapped up in what's going on, you can sneak past us.
That is brilliant, though.
Yeah, I like that.
There's incense of stars. Everyone in the area receives low light vision, which is
Pretty
awesome.
good, yeah.
And there's a page and a half of mektets, which are Egyptian amulets. Again, sorry for my pronunciation. Mostly just give you a +2 to something, but they're quite creative. It's not like just +2 to strength, +2 to this.
Okay.
So there's a +2 to swimming when against a current, which is pretty cool because you could use that quite well for escaping. So
yes,
you might jump
absolutely.
into a river and then other people jump in behind you and they're like, oh fuck, and you're just there completely still in the
Swimmer,
current.
yeah, I like that.
There's a +1 against snake venom.
Venom?
There's a +1 against snake venom, or there's one called the Pursuer's Nightmare Charm.
Pursuer's Nightmare.
Which gives you a +1 to balance, climb, jump, and tumble checks, so it makes you better at escaping.
It's pretty decent.
And there's 3 new staffs, and I wanted to talk about 2 of them.
Yeah.
There's one called the Staff of 5 Vipers, which you can plant in the ground, and it comes alive and attacks like a hydra.
That's cool.
And there's one called I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's called like the immovable rod or something like that.
Yeah.
And you just stick it in the ground, and it cannot be moved by any
What you was
force.
going to say it was a sex move.
No, unfortunately not. But it just can't be moved by any force.
It's pretty decent.
So you just put that in front of a door.
Bing. Here you go.
Nobody's
Try and
moving.
get out there.
Nobody's moving. Or let's say, for instance, a chariot's coming towards you. Bonk.
Whack that in the ground. Yeah. The special chariot turns up.
Special chariot. The paladin's coming along in his tiny chariot, like as a roller skate.
You whacked your immovable rod in the ground.
So they're pretty decent, man.
I like
the magical items. They're quite creative. They're nothing like groundbreaking or anything like that, but they're pretty.
No,
decent.
but we've seen some shit in some books, and that's actually not bad at all.
Well, yeah, I mean the sex book. That was
awful.
not
Yeah.
great. But if you want to turn to page 116, Nick, let's go to the bestiary because this is cracking. I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
Basically, the first thing the bestiary starts off with is a table that gives you most of the D&D monsters and where you'll find them in the areas
Of D&D.
of the Bible.
Okay.
And then it gives you all the new monsters that they've put into this. So These are fucking cool, man. And they're really good because not only do they give you the stats and the moves and all of this, but it gives you detailed explanations on each one. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go into like some of the ones that I sort of like picked out that I quite liked. And if you want to go through and have a look, there's one that I want you to find that I want you to have a little read of because this is fucking cool. But the fucking favourites that I picked out that I quite liked are the Malachim, the Messenger Angels.
Yeah, I like him. He's cool.
Wild Cattle, the Behemoth, Ruination Devil. So basically the devil appears several times as a monster. He's not as an NPC, but he's as a monster.
All right,
but
yeah.
in different forms. So you've got the Temptation Devil, the Ruination Devil, loads of different things like this. So you've got Sin Dragon, and there's Sea Goat.
And Sin Dragon. Sea Goat, yep.
Yeah, just read the description.
Colossal magical beast. These fast-swimming creatures of the deeps are normally docile, even gentle creatures, but when they're hungry, they can be quite violent. The sea goat's horns are inscribed with prophecies. Some concern the goats themselves, some are predictions concerning the end of the world, and others may concern specific people, even their finders. Sea goats can recognise prophets of the Lord on sight. They render what aid they can to the prophets. A sea goat is a huge creature, several hundred feet long, with the hindquarters of a whale and the chest, neck and head of a giant fleeceless ram. Fucking hell, I can just picture that in my head. So it's a half whale, half goat.
Yeah, half whale, half goat, and it basically...
It's fucking cool.
So yeah, if you don't kill it, it might attract a Leviathan. And I just think the fact that it's got prophecies on its horns,
inscribed into its horns,
it's like that is cool. A fucking great monster.
Yeah,
that's like the sort of shit that D&D hasn't done in years.
Yeah,
and that could be a quest in and of itself to get to like
the horns of
a sea goat.
Yeah,
and because it might have
magic powers they might have.
It might have like the important shit on the horn
that you need to know
to go and get.
Or to prove to the people.
When I was reading this shit,
That's really cool.
I was just like, mate, that is that sort of like effort into one monster, like that is the sort of shit why getting these type of books is worthwhile.
This is cool, yeah.
The monsters like make this book worth getting.
Just for that.
Yeah. The Bull of Heaven.
Yeah, the Bull
Death
of Heaven.
Dragon, Scorpion Guard, which is basically like the Rock from the Scorpion King movies.
Nice.
Phoenix. Hippopotamus.
Look at this guy. He's got like lightning for hair.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. So that's the bestiary. It is fucking awesome, and it comes absolutely chock full of every monster is like
Z-Bub spawn.
Every monster in the bestiary is like without being too punny here, is like an absolutely massive biblical level gigantic beast that is just like quest level monster.
It's really well set. I mean, like it's nearly a page per creature. They've all got a picture. They've pretty much all got art to go with each creature, and how they act in combat, a little bit about them, in-depth stats.
Yeah,
really, really good. Really, really good.
I know. I was genuinely impressed by that. Really, really was. Unbelievable. Really, really good.
This is not just one group of sweaty teens versus another group of sweaty teens. This is a battle between God and Satan, and they are not just playing football on a football field. They are battling on the everlasting astroturf of our soul.
But the final part of the book is a detailed history of the game world, which is, which is really, really, really in depth.
Yeah.
But this comes complete with stat blocks for its most important figures.
Oh yes.
So, for example, Moses is a 7th level Levite priest, a level 10 prophet of the Lord, and a level 3 paladin.
Nice.
But so that's a bit weird.
Abe's in here.
Think about that though. A level 10 prophet of the Lord.
Wow.
He parted the Red Sea. And he's only
level 10?
Considering that level 20 is the highest level prophet of the Lord.
What could he part at level 20?
That's a good point. He got communicated to directly by God, and he's only a level 10 prophet of the Lord.
Wow.
I mean, that's
some angry level 20s about it. I've worked twice as hard as him,
Yeah.
He ain't said a peep to me.
Yeah.
Parting these seas.
Cleopatra, she's got 11 armor class and 81
Yes.
hit points.
Yes.
She's a level 13 aristocrat. She's a pushover, basically.
All right.
David and Goliath are in here,
Nice.
as well as all the details. So you could easily do a David versus Goliath campaign.
Pretty cool.
Maybe you could rejig that so David's injured his leg and he needs the party to go and beat Goliath for him or something like that. That would actually be pretty cool. The saddest thing about this is because it's the Old Testament, there is no Jesus.
No Jeebus.
Nil Jesus, I'm afraid. So you cannot go and kill Jesus.
Or party with him, that's such a shame because I'd just make him an absolute party animal, turning water into wine all the time.
There's no Jesus, but they've got all the hits in there. You got Abraham, you got Job,
Chris Jericho's in there.
Chris Jericho's in there. Time traveling. But yeah, you basically any figure that you can think of from the Bible that is worth mentioning.
They've got a stat.
And from ancient Egypt and things like that, they are in there. You've actually got Ramses II in there as well, which is pretty cool. They're statted and killable, so that is pretty awesome. So if you ever wanted to know if you could kill these people, then you can. If you want to try and kill Cleopatra, you can. You can kill Moses. He's actually not that bad because overall he would be he is level 20, but he's only a level 10 prophet of the Lord. So
Samson and Delilah are in here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Nick's looking through that section.
Brilliant.
So anyway, but the actual section is really very, very extensive indeed. So, Christ Almighty, it really, really is an extensive thing. But I guess that really brings us to the end of the book. That is everything. That is everything the book has to offer. So I guess
let's review it then. What do you think?
Overall, what do you think of the presentation of the book? That's the last thing we need to speak about,
well,
really.
I'll be brutally honest with you. It's pretty good.
It's not bad,
pretty
is it?
damn good. We've been lucky. We've obviously picked up a pretty decent condition rule book, which is nice. But no, it's nice. It's almost got like a kind of mono grey kind of darkness to each page. It's done in like really old kind of font, but do you know what? It's well put together. The art is very good. I'm very impressed with the art.
It looks how you would expect it to look.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like Bible artwork. I mean, not that the Bible is... Well, you can get illustrated Bibles. Because when I was a kid, I read a lot of illustrated Bibles. You know, the Bibles for kids stuff.
Yeah, we had it at school.
Yeah, exactly.
My school was quite religious as well. So.
And so it looks kind of like that if it were done in a more D&D-esque fashion.
Exactly,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
There's tables there. What's the,
but there's the monster
index like?
Great.
Oh, it
really
is,
great.
yeah? Oh, good.
Yeah. And the monster artwork is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it really
it's huge and epic, like you'd expect it to be.
Although I do really, really want to know what that baby's just said.
Okay. There's a picture of a baby in a cradle, and loads of people are looking really surprised around it.
He's just dropped the dirtiest God joke.
Yeah, he really has.
But no, it's cracking.
Overall, presentation-wise,
white, but
I would
done
say
really well.
Yeah, it's spectacular. And the I think as for running an adventure in this book, from this book, I should say, I would do it.
We got to do it.
When I first got it, I sort of thought to myself, yeah, this will be funny, and let's buy something that for the podcast that we'll be able to talk about that will be funny. And
we thought it was going to be just pure comic.
And
and we was going to poke fun of it, and it was going to be hilarious. But in all honesty, there's some silliness to it, but it's a pretty well put together book.
I think there are some bits in it that are hilarious, but actually it's so worth a buy for
the monsters, man.
The monsters in there are funny. Some of the classes could be funny.
Just a toolbox, I suppose. If you're not really into the whole era, just use it as a toolbox to take some spells, take some monsters.
I just think I think ignore the fact that it's a biblical game.
It's got potential. It's definitely got potential.
Maybe the piety thing. Actually, you could do it.
Yep.
Just because you're role playing as a Bible dude. You don't have to necessarily believe in it. Just role play as somebody from that era.
Yeah.
And do an Egyptian based, desert based campaign, or Israel or whatever.
Absolutely.
Do something based like something like that, and it would be fucking brilliant. Yeah. Like we said, if you were the good guys in this situation, and you were like the casino situation that we came up with earlier, maybe like an ancient thing like that, They even give examples of
You've got Hotline to God.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I genuinely think it'll be a good laugh, and especially if you get it on that grand scale where you're fighting the devil, or you're trying to get the horn of a sea goat,
End times and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it could be the Rapture. I mean, I'm not religious at all, but I would play that.
I totally
100%.
would. I totally would. And my initial thought was when I was going to do a campaign in this, and that was another thing we wanted to do, was do an actual play and hopefully get up on this channel. My initial thought was go for comedy and do Life of Brian. But now I'm going to go for something
epic,
and something in between, because I genuinely think it's a genuinely quite a good book.
Definitely.
And I would play it, and I would genuinely put the funny elements in there as well. Like I don't know, like I put some of the sillier spells and the sillier classes in there, like the guys throwing the little wooden guys at the floor and the commoners popping up.
Yeah. So is this out of print?
Yes.
It is out of print.
It is out of print, but you can get it on RPG now. They re-released it on there, so you can get a PDF version of it.
That's from Mystic Vistas, Green Ronin Publishing.
Yeah, so go and get a copy of Testament, role-playing in the biblical era, on Drive-Thru-RPG. Never thought I'd be saying those words. It's actually worth a punt.
There you go.
Song fight! So this is Song Fight, where we record songs and battle them, and we usually do it on a certain subject. And the subject this week was the gods of RPGs, as in the sort of gods that you find in RPGs. And so this week we've recorded special songs on that subject, and I'm going to play mine first. Nick requested that I play mine first. So I'm going to show you my song first, and I simply decided to do a song that was based on the gods of Pathfinder, as in all the deities that you can find in Pathfinder. So here it is. My song's simply called The Gods of Pathfinder.
In Pathfinder there are a great many gods, and they are difficult to learn all of them to learn. All of them to learn. And so today I will teach you them all, through the medium of song. One called Still, he's the god of farming and trade. There's another Iomadai, the god of justice and the blade. There's a beefcake called Torak, who's the god of the forge. Saren Ray, she's my bae, cut me off a slice cause she is gold. She's all about honesty, healing and redemption. The goddess of art and beauty, Shaylin, she is worth a mention. Of course there's Desna, she's the goddess of dreams and luck. Then there's Rover God, chaotic evil, god of not giving a fuck. Caden Kalen, I'm sure I'm saying that right. He's the god of freedom and booze and all that shite. Abadar is a kind of cosmic warrior dude. Lord Gulbert is the god who tried to poison you. Irory, he's the god of history, and Gosrare is the god of nature and the sea. Zonkuthon looks kind of like the crow. He's the god of pain and wicked guitar solos. Yes! Bloody hell, yes! Rad! Really bloody rad! Yes! Sick! Play that guitar box. Good one. Nice music. Yeah!
And there it is.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
And that is my song, and I hope you liked it, listeners. I'm very sorry. And so, Nick, let's hear you. Why do you always sigh? Why do you always sigh when it comes to your song? You're a genius. You're the genius behind Unnamed Song.
I know, it's true. Well, I've got an album out, so I was going to say that.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Apart from you, obviously.
Because it's our album. Yeah. So.
But, yeah, I'm just ahead of the time, that's all.
Just ahead of time.
Just way ahead of light years ahead of the time. So my song is about the D&D god Asmodeus, and God, and I've aptly named it My Man Asmodeus. And here it is.
Cool.
Sorry.
According to Wikipedia, Asmodeus, or Ashmedai, Hebrew king of the demons, Tales, mostly known for the Deuteronical Book of Tobit, in which he is the primary antagonist. The demon is also mentioned in some Telbanonic legends, for instance, in the story of the construction of the Temple of Solomon. Yeah. He was supposed to be by some Renaissance Christians to be the king of 9 hells. Asmodeus also is referred to as one of the 7 princes of hell. In Binsfield's classification of demons, each one of these princes represents one of the 7 deadly sins. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride. Asmodeus is the demon of lust.
Shit.
So, just one quick question, mate.
Yes, mate.
What were you thinking?
I told you, I'm light years ahead of my time.
It's just sort of like a soundscape. It really
It really is. It's a journey. It's an experience.
it infects the mind.
You walk away from it just doubting everything.
Right. So, as we
Nothing
said,
is shit.
as we said before, ladies and gentlemen, go onto iTunes and give us a review, right? Because we worked really hard. Well, because I worked really hard on my song, and so that was Song Fight. Thank you very much, everyone. Cranberries for piss. It's time to get a little bit serious here because, as we've mentioned before, our Patreon was stolen from us by a man called the Patreon Highwayman. Now,
Yep.
this was kind of annoying because our Patreon was stolen previously by a guy called the Homeless Gnome, and then when we finally got it back, the Patreon Highwayman came in and stole it from us the following week. It's just been a whole fucking.
We're down on our luck. We're constantly being shafted.
It's crazy. It's
We want to contact our lovely supporters, and all we get doing is getting robbed blind.
Yeah, and we basically, you know, our supporters are donating to us, and we haven't seen a fucking penny of it.
It's fueling a lavish lifestyle. For fucking, if it ain't the Gnome's new 3-piece suite, it's the Highwayman's free fucking rounds at the bar.
Well, yeah, we've basically got to get the Highwayman, and we've got to get the Patreon back. But we've had a bit of luck, and
Yes,
we've had
we
a
have.
brainwave because last week we encountered him in the pub, right? And he got away from us. But he got away from us on a horse.
And he
which
slipped up, didn't he?
He slipped up big time because he said Ryan Reeves away. His horse is called Ryan Reeves.
Yep.
So the fuck up that he made was that now we know the name of his horse. We're going to go to the local stable. Mm-hmm. We're going to go there and we're going to fucking we're going to find out which stable his horse is in because we know its name, and we're going to wait there for him to return, and we're going to beat the shit out of him.
And then we're going to take it back.
Exactly. So Nick, maybe we should pretend to be like horse inspectors or something. Go down there now.
Exactly. Let's do that.
All right, let's
I've
go.
got some lab coats in my boot, actually. That'd be all right. We'll use them.
All right, fine.
Sweet. Let's go.
Let's roll.
Right, just get this jacket on. That's it. There we go. Little hat. And we're away. Right, don't forget the fake glasses.
All right, yeah.
There
Cheers,
you go.
man.
Right, let's do this.
Hello, madam. It is I, Harry Horseman.
What my friend's trying to say is we are in horse inspectorate.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Oh, you're horse inspector. Inspectors.
Inspectorants, that's right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. We've come here to inspect a particular horse. We've heard we've had a lot of reports.
Doping.
Reports.
Doping going on.
Doping. Oh, that sounds quite serious.
Mm-hmm. Very serious.
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't even believe how serious the doping is.
These doped up horses these days.
You would say if you would yeah. My friend made a horse noise just then because he takes this very seriously.
Very seriously indeed.
Yeah. Oh, I see. So I suppose you would want to see the horse in question.
Indeed we would.
The horse's name is Ryan Reeves. I understand this is a stable, is it not? It did say stable out the front. I would know this, being a horse inspector man. Yes, could I possibly see some ID? Now you wouldn't insult us by saying something as silly as that hit her, Nick. Okay, she's down. Right, okay. Quick. Well, get on the computer, check the records, see which stable he's in.
I can. Here we go. Ryan Reeves. Stable 7A.
Okay, whereabouts is that? Yeah, there it is. Okay, let's go. Oh god, it fucking stinks in here.
Oh, easy, Ryan. Easy.
Easy. Don't do any more shitting.
We're not here to hurt you.
We're here to hurt your master.
Yeah.
When he comes back.
Big
eventually.
time.
All right, Nick. Cover yourself in some hay because we need to spring out and surprise him when
Let's
he comes
bed
back.
down under here, and then we're. Anyway, right.
It really stinks.
Get some more on. Get some more hay on top of you. I can see the top of your hair.
All right, fine.
There we go.
All right. Joe, we just play the waiting game.
Oh yes.
So anyway, who was that bird you were telling up at the bar?
Oh, it was just some fucking, I don't know what her name was. It doesn't even matter, she's dead now.
Well, anyway, the point is, hang on, let me get my keys. Oh wait, I don't need the keys for the stable. Oh shit, I dropped my keys anyway. Stable, sweet stable. This is where I keep all the Patreons. Oh god, I feel awfully drunk.
Ha ha! You've been hoisted.
Oh no!
No, don't shoot me, please.
Hang on a minute. The gnome.
He's back.
How did you?
You're together.
I'm just gonna fucking shoot him.
No, you've killed my friend.
He ain't nobody's friend.
How is he back alive again? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, highwayman.
Your drinking days are over, mate.
No, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
You don't have to die. Well, you kind of do. I'm gonna kill you, but give us the fucking Patreon back, man.
And we're having Ryan Reynolds as well.
His name's Ryan Reeves.
That's not the point.
Listen, just let me keep my Patreons.
Your Patreons?
They're very precious to me.
They've been getting you pissed.
Exactly.
You've just been drinking,
I know I've got a problem.
taking our money, our hard-earned podcast money from our lovely supporters, and all you're doing is getting pissed up on it.
But,
How can you live with yourself?
well, I basically drink every night. It's really fun.
Yes, well, yeah, it does sound quite fun. But anyway, shut
Yeah, you
up.
dick.
Right,
You've
Harrison.
taken all of our money. You've taken all of our fun. We've had to fucking sleep in your fucking horse's shit for hours waiting for you to come home. And now we see that you've been drinking on our dime.
And who goes out drinking for 12 hours? It stinks in here.
What's wrong with it? It stinks of booze. It stinks of shit.
Listen, I've got a problem, okay? My father, he raised me badly. He used to beat me as a child, and he said that I would never be half the highwayman that he was. And when I grew up, I just wanted to be a good highwayman. And it was always, oh, shut up!
He's out cold.
He's pretty weak.
Yeah, for a highway. Well, that's because he always gets away, I guess. He's probably not used to fighting.
Yeah, true. Okay, well, should we tie him up then?
Tie him up,
Slippery
put him
little
on the
shit.
horse.
Never rode a horse before.
Well, there's a first time for everything. I guess it's pretty easy. They always make it look easy in the movies anyway. Guess I'll just give it one of these. Ryan Reeves, away!
Welcome to the Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges. Chamber of Challenges. The Chamber of Challenges.
And this is the Chamber of Challenges. Welcome one and all
Yeah.
to the Chamber of Challenges, where we do challenges for each other. In it, the challenge this week is called God Rock or God Croc?
Yes.
I'm gonna fire away, mate. Name the real Christian punk rock band.
Nice. This is my kind of thing.
Kids of Light, 18.3. Is it Blaster the Rocket Man? Is it Holy Mohican? Or is it Left Out in the Sun to Dry?
Oh, that's good. These are all brilliant. What's the second one again?
Second one is Blaster the Rocket Man. Third is Holy Mohican.
Okay, I'm going to go Holy Mohican.
I did this on my wife earlier and she went for that as well. It's not, sorry mate. It's Blaster the Rocket Man.
Wow, that is a good name.
Yeah. Second, right, name the real Christian hardcore band.
Hardcore band?
Yep. Is it
Bloody hell.
Darkness Divided, I Am Terrified, Jamie's Elsewhere, or Lust Control?
I reckon Lust Control. Because that's trying to spread a message.
Well, yeah, you'll be surprised. They're all right.
What?
All four of them are.
It's a trick question.
All four of them are hardcore Christian rock bands.
That's ridiculous.
I
want to see what Lust Control sounds like.
It's a release, it's a release, it's a release. A release from what? Your sexual appetite? Forget it, get real. It's artificial sex. Masturbation.
Name the real Christian hip hop artist.
Yes.
G.O.D. Sparks.
Yep.
Soul Junk.
Yep.
Social Club Misfire. Or End Time Trooper.
God Sparks.
No, Soul Junk.
Oh.
Yes, I represent the resurrection. Flowing in the goddamn connection. Pass the microphone in my direction.
Right, so name two Christian rock bands from this list. Run Kid Run, Jumping Jesus Fists, Mad at Your Mum.
Wow.
Or Ace Troubleshooter.
Okay, so these two of them are real.
Two of them are real. So Run Kid Run, Jumping Jesus Fists, Mad at Your Mum, or Ace Troubleshooter.
Okay, Ace Troubleshooter and Mad at Your Mum are the real ones.
You got one right. It's Run Kid Run and Ace Troubleshooter.
Starry, starry night. The silver beam's the only light.
Name the real Christian dance, electro, and techno artist.
Yes.
Is it A, Heavenly Vibrations, B, The Moses Mashup, C, Bash and the Code, or D, We Are Legion?
We Are Legion.
No, it's Bash and the Code.
We Are Legion is a cool name.
Yeah.
Bash and the Code.
I didn't make that up. It's from something. I can't remember now. Yeah, Bash and the Code. And finally, name the two real Christian metal bands from the following. Is it A, Death Therapy, B, Disciple of Confusion, C, The Gates of Holy Blood, D, Tears of the Just, E, Judas's Birthday Present, or F, I, The Breather?
I'm going to go for Death Therapy.
Correct.
And I, The Breather.
I, The Breather?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. Well done. You're both of them right.
When the blind lead the blind, only darkness they find. One less minute, no these statements. One less minute.
It wasn't I like Judas's Birthday Present.
I can't believe I got those ones right.
So you won some.
We won some, but we don't ever add up the scores, so we don't even know.
So we don't know if you're a winner or not, but that was God Rock or God Croc.
That was a really good quiz, mate.
Thank you.
I like that one. I like that one a lot.
That's
I love
fun.
band names.
Yeah.
That was a good quiz, mate. Well done.
In the future, you will be able to send a letter from anywhere on the planet. This is the future. This is the Electro Letter.
So this is Electro Letters, where you can send us your letters from around the internet. Okay, so first up we got from Terry Hansen on Facebook. Do you have that one?
Yeah, I've got this one. So thanks for the question, Terry Handsome. And he has said, who is your favourite historical or fictional general? Who is the most famous or infamous British general?
So I have an answer for both of these.
Okay, cool.
So fictional general. I'm going to go for General Meltshit from Blackadder.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Which one was that one?
He was the one from Blackadder the Fourth. He was played by Stephen Fry, and he's basically a complete nutcase. And he's like this complete idiot, and he's like basically like. There's one time where he's like rehearsing to go out on a date with a woman, and he's like, I want to cover you in honey and sneeze all over you, and he's just completely mental. Yeah, and he's like, I can't remember, but there's one bit where he's like, talking to somebody. He's like, and look at me, I turned out all right. He's completely nuts. But in terms of like favourite historical or infamous British general, there was one that I forgot the name of, but I remembered it yesterday. Well, I looked it up yesterday. Jack Churchill. Do you know about this guy?
No.
He's mental, right?
Okay.
He was a guy in World War II, and he was the last guy to have confirmed kill with a longbow, and this was during World War II, and he would go into combat in World War II armed with bagpipes, a sword, and a longbow.
Old school.
And he was completely mental, and he basically, that was what made him kind of nuts, that he brought those things into a fight, and he said a man who goes into combat without a sword is a man who's lost his wits, or something like that. And basically, after he left the war, I think he took like an office position in the army, but people would reportedly see him on the train every day throw his briefcase out of the window every day. And it's like, well, what's he doing? Is he getting a new briefcase every day? No. What it was that he had to walk home once he got off the train.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to carry his briefcase, but the train did pass by his house, so he would throw it into his back garden.
Just pick it up. Oh, nice.
So he didn't have to carry it.
Briefcase.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So he's a bit of a nutcase.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, that's Jack Churchill, mate. Look him up on Wikipedia. I might have got some of those details wrong, but it was...
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, he's a pretty nut.
If you can't take a sword to a fight, who can you take?
Yeah.
Love it. Bloody hell. That's so the rest of the question is, if you were a general of a military force, what type of creature would you ride into battle?
Emu.
Yeah. From the great emu battle in Australia. I don't really know off the top of my head. Don't know that many generals. I don't know, an infamous one from Prison Break. It's pretty infamous.
Which one's that?
That's the bad guy, isn't it? The big bad guy of the company.
Him.
The general, didn't they? Bald bloke, the old boy.
The general, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's a good fictional general.
Yeah, there you go.
General Prison Break.
General Prison
That was his name.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much, Terry, as always.
Cheers for the questions, Terry.
And thank you so much for your crazy freaky dicky game.
Yeah, you the man.
You the man. Next question is in from the current holder of the best damn Goblin game going 2017.
It's the Big Richard.
It's the Big Rich.
Woolcock.
He says, what is the weirdest skill or ability you've ever seen in an RPG?
It's quite a tough question, but I think if we're using skills and abilities, Disrobe has got to be up there.
Disrobe's a good one.
Turn somebody impotent. That's a good one. Special Chariot is one of my new favourite weird abilities.
Special Chariot, yeah, I like Special Chariot.
Because that is such a broad description. It just could be anything.
You create a Special Chariot.
Because that's one of the ones where you could argue with the DM for hours. You could just be like, that could be a weird ability because it depends on how you use it. So I think like if you tried to like argue with the DM, you just be like, I just want to summon a chariot that's able to fly, and they're like, no, you can't do that. And it's like, well, it says special, mate. That's special. That's pretty special.
That's pretty damn special. You're telling me if you saw a chariot fly past,
you wouldn't think go, that's special.
That's pretty special. That is.
So yeah, I'm thinking, but he's saying the weirdest ability, and I'm gonna go for enlarged breasts.
I'm gonna go for disrobe because that's just weird.
No, I think enlarged breasts because that is the weirdest. Because whoever came up with that was like
weird.
Yeah, they're just thinking they're just a weirdo.
Big boobs.
Yeah,
a lot of big boobies. Just put a spell in there.
All right, there you go. Enlarged boobs.
Enlarged breasts. And we got one from Sarah Whitney who says, would the guys in your group wear skirts in hot weather?
Probably.
Yep, why not? And then Rachel Gator came in with a question. What is the funniest concept for a tabletop game that you guys have seen?
My Life with Masters sounds pretty fucking weird and funny, doesn't it?
So yeah, My Life with Masters was a game where the DM plays a slaveman, and all of the players are the slaves of the slaveman.
Of the Slaveman, yeah.
Rachel Gator, I just want to give a bit of a shout out to because she is the person that did the art for our wonderful album.
RachelGator.com.
Ear Garbage, available now on our SoundCloud. No, not SoundCloud, Bandcamp. So you can find that now, link in the description. But Rachel, I just want to say that in terms of like weirdest concepts, I think it's easy to go for the ones that, you know, people that are definitely trying to be weird.
Yeah.
But I quite liked the one that we spoke about last week, Brutal.
Brutal.
Bloody
big ball busting bloody battles.
Yeah, because that wasn't like necessarily trying to be out there and weird, but it had some like weird concepts in there. But the thing is, it's not like one of these ones that you look at and go, that's weird, but I'd never play it. It's like you look at it and go, that's weird and awesome.
I really want to play it. Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the difference.
That's in our must-play bucket.
That's one of those ones that is like weird that should be celebrated, as opposed to weird. Why the fuck did they do that?
Laugh at it once, put it away. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Brutal. You should check that out.
Yeah,
Rachel.
Brutal.
Actually, she would probably love that.
Everybody should check Brutal out.
Yeah, definitely.
We definitely were gonna.
She's into her brutal stuff because she is into her metal. So Rachel, check that one out. And next is from James Clark. Nick.
And James the Pumpkin Clark asks, if the world was to end and you could only have one person with you, who would it be? I would take my mum.
That's quite nice. I would take your mum also.
You just gotta fucking say.
Boom. Boom.
Let's leave it there. Right, okay. His next question is, what was the first music album you bought? Mine was Now That's What I Call Hits 29 on 4-pack tape.
Mine was Linkin Park Hybrid Theory.
Good.
But that wasn't the first CD I bought. The first CD that I bought was Hearsay. Gonna Be There, I think the song was called.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
I think my first CD... Oh, yeah, CD. So my first CD would have been a single that I picked up from Woolworths. Because that's where everyone bought their CDs from back then. Oh my god, I know I had Mr. Blobby. It's a pretty bad one. What else did I have? First ever. Do you know what? I don't even want to say. It might even be Gina G. Ooh, just a little bit.
Now that is a tune.
That is a tune, yeah.
And then he follows up with, what is your favourite anime film and or TV series? Well, we've already answered that.
Yeah,
anime
we've
film
answered
one.
before.
No, the anime film we answered in the Patreon only one. So the anime film, yours was...
I said Akira, but then saying that, I do absolutely love Spirited Away as well. So I'm gonna say
Fair enough.
I'm gonna say Spirited Away. Fuck it.
Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Mine is probably a toss up between, I'm gonna say Paprika and Kiki's Delivery Service.
I need to check out Paprika.
And with regards to your favourite TV series, what would that be?
I love Attack on Titan. Brilliant.
I don't think it doesn't have to be an anime TV series.
Oh, any TV series?
Yeah, I think you just said TV series.
And or TV series. Oh, fucking hell. There's too many. I watch so many.
There's a lot of TV series. I don't really watch a lot of TV, so I don't even know. I'm going to say none. No TV series. They're all rubbish.
Dexter. It's brilliant.
Okay, fine. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to pick. I hate so many of them.
Don't worry about them. Okay, next one. This is a good one. What is an embarrassing habit you have? Masturbating in public.
Yes, that's an embarrassing habit, more of an arrestable habit. I've got to stop doing that. I really have.
Really have.
When you do the claw.
Oh, yeah. No, people have... Okay, yeah, my wife's just reminded me of one. She mentioned that... yeah, I do something called the claw, which is, you know, when people have like resting bitch face.
Yeah.
Where they don't realise that they've got like an angry face
because they're just resting.
I've got like resting bitch hand. Now you're going to notice this a lot, but my hand goes into like a claw position when I'm not doing anything with it. I just automatically just have a claw.
Just in case you need to strike.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I've just got these finely tuned like kung fu reflex.
It's just out of nowhere.
So just watch yourself, anyone, right? Because it's always at like ball height. And I just
you're just there. That. Oh, I do that really annoying stretch noise in the morning. You know, when you're like,
yeah, like a.
My wife hates it.
Like a vampire in the
exactly.
sun. So yeah, that's it. Mine is the claw.
And mine's my morning yawn.
That is when Nick gets put in the sun.
Yeah. Okay. Next question is, what is your greatest fear? Nothing. I'm fearless. No.
Your greatest fear. I think.
I know what mine is. I've got phobia of hypodermic needles, so I'm going to say that.
Have you really?
Yeah, I hate them. Yeah.
So have I.
Yeah,
That's really
fucking
weird.
Scared the shit out of me. Yeah, I can't. If I'm watching a film and have you noticed because you don't like them, how many they put in films? Even if it's film completely unrelated. Oh, give him a jab.
Yeah, how fucking scary was that bit in Saw 2?
Oh, that was hell for me. I saw it in the
Yeah, I
cinema
know,
as well.
mate.
I had to cover my eyes. I literally couldn't watch it.
I literally every time I watch that film, which is quite sad. That means that I've watched it like more than once. But yeah, so every time I watch that film, it makes me feel sick.
Me too.
And what I also hate, right? Everyone that has a needle phobia, right? That also has tattoos. When people say to you, "But how do you get tattoos?"
Yeah, same thing, isn't it? No,
it's not the fucking
Not even
same.
close.
It looks completely different.
It's a solid needle that keeps moving. The ink drips down rather than going into your fucking veins.
And it feels completely different.
So
as
well. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up,
Yeah.
anybody that says that, right? Just a little PSA for you.
That's because we've both got lots of tattoos but hate needles.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, okay, we've got the same one. And lastly, that age-old dilemma, apples or pears?
Oh, pears, easily.
I like apples, so there you go.
Apples can go fuck themselves.
Down the apples and pears.
Yes.
Pears. Way.
Oh, kill me,
God.
please.
Right, moving swiftly to G+.
Let's go over there, man.
Let's go where it's at.
Don't know what that noise was. It's just a dying van.
Nice. Matty Stark.
What's up?
Matt says, if you had to choose a new race, which would it be? A sexy feline spacer
Black.
or a Cretaceous samurai warrior? Why? Would you be a sexy cat spacer or a Cretaceous samurai warrior?
Yeah, so sexy feline or samurai. Okay, I'm going to go samurai one.
I'm going to go sexy feline.
Yeah, actually, I like cats too. I'm going to go for the cat one too. I changed it now.
2 sexy felines.
Yep, we're going sexy feline, Matt. Thanks.
So if you could deliver them to our house, Matt, that'd be much appreciated.
Yeah, just give me those new races, please.
We want them.
Eli has asked us for which 3 RPG materials we would use on a desert island. We have already answered this question in a previous pod, and I think we both answered GURPS and GURPS-related materials. So sorry about that, Eli.
And lastly, Mr. Manuel Sams.
Manuel Sams, he's back once again. How did he even rise from the grave?
Where did he go? We don't know.
We don't even fucking know. What a guy.
Germany's #1 German.
Yes.
Manners Sambers.
Yes. Yes.
And Manuel asks, have you ever had your PC ask an NPC out on a date? If yes, did it happen and was it played out? Absolutely. Roland had to go on a date.
That was the other way around.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right, of course, yeah.
An NPC asked a PC on a date. And that was sort of like a challenge.
A distraction.
I'm certain that we've had situations like that happen before, but I can't remember the specifics, which is bloody annoying. But we will talk about the date that Roland went on, because basically what happened was that he basically, in order to get free medical treatment, went on a date with the staff at this hospital, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And the staff member was a lovely bloke called Casimir his name.
Yeah.
And he's this Indian bloke, and he had a bald head, and he wore a little flower thing around his head. Yeah, he was really loud, really annoying bloke.
Yep.
And he was based on a guy that I used to work with, who was also really loud and annoying. And that was a technique I spoke about before. If you ever have an NPC and you don't have the NPC prepared, just base it on a guy that you work with, because then you instantly have like a personality in your head.
Exactly.
And that's what I did. I based it on this guy that I work with, and then he was just like, you want to go on a date with me? And that was exactly how the bloke sounded that I worked with. He had the most loud, high-pitched voice. And so that was kind of the challenge.
Yeah.
Was that if you want free medical treatment, you're going to have to put up with this guy's voice for an
all
hour.
night. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's actually got to then like the date, because otherwise he wouldn't help us out. But no, it went really well.
Yeah, it was really funny. It
was great.
But you went on the date, and because Nick's character Roland was so quiet and didn't give anything away, the date basically got bored and stopped talking to him.
Yeah, that's right.
He was just like, this is boring, go away.
Pranced off to the bar, didn't he?
Yeah, and he just got fed up with you, and so actually,
because his favourite band was playing as well.
Yeah,
Young Love Kids.
Yeah, so you basically subverted it and overcame the challenge by being boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually you win.
But it was much fun.
You win at the date.
I win the date.
Yeah.
That was that was the last electro letter we have this time. Thank you very much, everybody. Please do keep sending them in, because we love them.
well done, everyone. Thank you very much for your letters. We appreciate them so much. We appreciate you so much. You're the best guys. Are they the best guys?
They certainly are.
I'm just checking my facts here.
Let's just ask Podbot.
Hang on. No, he's already done a printout for me. Yeah, they are the best guys.
They are.
Yeah, according to this.
We can official TTT statement.
They're the best guys.
Woo!
Shout outs. So this is the shout out segment where we talk about our colleagues on the Nerds International Network, and this time we want to talk about the Fighting Ravens. The Fighting Ravens are
a actual play group of guys that are playing
on
ETU.
YouTube, which no, we shouldn't talk over each other. Go on, Nick.
Okay, they are.
So the Fighting Ravens are the okay, go.
Go now. Okay, Fighting Ravens are on the Yes. Fighting Ravens are a bunch of great guys that are currently playing ETU. If you don't know what that is, then go check it out.
ETU basically is it's a horror setting for Savage Worlds set in an East Texas university, which is why it's called that.
Oh,
you see?
right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh my God!
Gotcha.
How did we not understand that before?
It's X-Files meets Saved by the Bell.
Exactly. So if you like the sound of that, then go and check that out because
it's brilliant.
It is Brillywood, and the thing about it is that you, if you want to experience that kind of story, but with the humour of a bunch of guys that really understand that kind of story and have a great fucked up sense of humour, then you can enjoy ETU by...
Golly, you can.
By checking out the Fighting Ravens. Now, how would they do that, Nick? Well, they would follow... Stop it! You would follow the link in the description. And the link in the description. Now, what is one of those?
Well, I'll tell you.
It's a link
to a description.
No, it is in the description. But
it's a gateway to the Ravens.
Exactly. Go to the gateway now.
Enter the portal.
Enter the gateway.
Where is this going?
Enter the gateway.
This is so shit.
Enter the gateway.
Not my gateway.
Okay, and the second shout out I wanted to do was to. The second shout out we wanted to do is to something we like. What do you like, Nick?
What am I
This is Nick's something he likes
currently
corner.
liking right now. Overwatch, the game.
As if that needs any more promotion. Overwatch.
Because it's great.
It is good though.
It's coming up to its year's anniversary.
It is, isn't it?
4 free maps. Doomfist's coming. Have you noticed that Doomfist is actually, it's missing out of the payload now? When
is it?
It's smashed, yeah.
I haven't even noticed,
gone.
man.
Yeah, Fist is gone. I love Overwatch. I've got back into it again. I took a little hiatus from it and it's
I've been playing it every day since I come out, and I don't mean to sound like a fanboy, but it is such a fucking good game.
It really is.
It's not as if we need to advertise it anymore.
No,
it's doing all right.
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Blizzard,
I do like it though.
I mean, it's this wonderful new indie game, Overwatch, by a little startup company called Blizzard.
Grassroots company, yeah.
And we're trying to help them out. So, chuck them a buck.
Chuck them a buck, would you?
Because, come on, guys. They're struggling. So, yeah.
What do you like?
What I've been playing this week in my What I Like corner is I've been playing League of Legends, the most popular online game in the world.
Because we don't conform, man.
Yeah, we're not conformists.
We don't conform.
So check out these brand new indie games.
No one knows
from
about
Riot and League of Legends.
And Blizzard.
Blizzard,
Overwatch.
sorry. So these guys, chuck them a buck.
No one knows nothing about them. You heard it here first. League of Legends, Overwatch, boom.
New hot tip.
Hot tip.
Fucking hell.
Well, the Penguins have made it, and they're going up against the Golden Knight. Interesting, the Penguins have outflanked the Golden Knight. They're pushing in with a rear attack. He has now caught both sides. Classic pincer maneuver, just the way the World War II soldiers were done in.
Thought of the week. Okay, so that concludes another show. Let us know what you thought of it, guys. Let's give us a tunes.
Was it righteous enough for you? Let's give us some tunes.
I don't know what
that means. Was it righteous enough for you? Are we holier than thou? Are you going to go check out Testament?
Let us know, guys, and let us know. Give us a review on iTunes if you can. Actually, do we want?
We've never had one, so let's keep it that way. Why break our bit of lifetime?
Yeah, let's try and keep. We want to be the longest running show without an iTunes review.
I think do you have to have more than because I know that someone did, because I know the guys over at You Meet in a Tavern did for us, and we did the same for them. But do you need more than one to even get them shown up? Because
I can't see it.
I can't see it.
I don't know if they even did it.
Do you think we've been?
Have we been shafted by the tavern guys?
Probably.
We should fight them.
They're a lot better outfit than us.
They are better than us, yes.
Yeah. They're
Which is
hugely popular in such a short time.
They're popular guys. But you see, that brings us to the end of the show, guys, and this is our world famous outro. And so
that's all going to change now.
Let's get some contact details. Podbot,
fill us in.
No, give us the contact details. Don't just make beeps and boops, you piece of shit.
Email TableTopTwats@gmail.com.
And Twitter
@TableTopTwats.
And the Tumblr
error.
Right.
Error.
Shut up. Okay, so we don't know how the Tumblr works. It don't matter. And obviously, go over to the Nerds International page and follow us on Google Plus and all that shit. But for now, that leaves us with the thought of the week, because we like to give you a philosophical thought, something to meditate on while you wait for the next episode to come out. And this week will be no exception. This week we've got a very deep thought for you, something that's going to keep you thinking,
keep you up at night.
And the thought for this week is, what the fuck is a Sonic? And that leaves one thing to be said, one thing that binds us all, one thing that brings us all together and lets us know that really, we are brothers and sisters. We are just one person really acting as many. We are one but many.
And that word that unites us all beyond this dimension and the next is
Chicken McBosh.
Good bike.
Lucky. Okay, so we're basically hiding. Now what? We're gonna have to fucking kill this thing, otherwise we're not gonna be able to get past.
Kill a bloody Bonacon? Are you mad?
Well, you're a fucking wizard, why don't you try and kill it?
But peace, look, there's a big bloody difference.
Well, just use one of your spells. Come on, man.
What the... You don't understand. My spells are peaceful. They don't cause any pain or damage to people. I mean, I can summon a nice picnic. How about that?
God.
Some good conversation.
Seriously, what use are you? Seriously.
I'm peaceful. I can tell you how to arrange a garden.
Okay, try it. Just summon a picnic.
Fine. Summon picnic.
Okay, well, it appears to have distracted it momentarily. It's eating the picnic. Okay, let's go. Let's sneak round.
Very quietly.
Yes, of course, quietly, dickhead.
Let's go. Come on, follow me.
Okay, just over this bit of brain.
Shush.
Oh, fuck. No, shit.
Oh, fuck, it's seen us.
Okay, run. Shit! I would come back to get you, but you're probably gonna die anyway, and you'll be fine.
You absolute bastard!
You'll be fine.
I can't. I think I've had my ankle. You're just gonna leave me here?
Probably.
Unbelievable! There we go. You and me then, Bonacon. Oh dear. Looks like it's gonna be the end for me. Oh! What the? It didn't...
Go away, foul beast!
It didn't smell... What the?
'Tis right. 'Tis I.
You saved me!
I did indeed.
Who are you?
I'm an onion knight.
Of course you are! You're the best thing I've seen! Thank you so much!
Now take this!